War. War never changes. It is September of the year 2290, nearly 213 years after the bombs fell, and the Commonwealth is once again on the brink of total war. The Institute, having long ruled the Commonwealth from the shadows by fear of its synth armies and infiltrators, now has its power challenged by two relative upstarts. First is the Railroad, operating for the past 2 decades from various clandestine safe houses. They have recently stepped up their pace of operations, covertly striking against the Institute's surface operations and freeing Gen 3 synths from the Institute's slavery. Then there's the Brotherhood of Steel, which arrived from the Capital Wasteland in 2287. The Brotherhood considers Gen 3 synths to be abominations the Institute created by taking technology too far, and thus both need to be destroyed. This hardline anti-synth rhetoric also brings them into conflict with the Railroad. Thus we have 3 factions plotting to destroy each other. But there's a 4th player in the Commonwealth. One the other 3 have largely ignored. One that the sole survivor brought back from the brink of destruction 3 years ago. The Commonwealth Minutemen. While the other 3 factions have been busy with redefining mankind, freeing synths from their tyrannical creators, or the eradication of those same synths, the Minutemen have spent the past 3 years helping the people of the Commonwealth. 3 years ago, there was only Diamond City, Good Neighbor, Bunker Hill, Vault 81, and a handful of small farmsteads barely scraping by in the hostile wasteland. Now there are over a dozen fully rebuilt and heavily fortified Minutemen settlements across the Commonwealth, the largest of which rival Diamond City in terms of size and affluence. Under General Laura's leadership, the Minutemen have also established armed trade caravans patrolling the roads between the various settlements of the Commonwealth. Yet despite, or perhaps because of all of this, and despite General Laura being the director's mother, the Institute alone of the 3 established players has insisted on attacking Minutemen trade caravans and sending synth infiltrators and strike teams against the Minutemen settlements. So it is with heavy heart that General Laura begins to prepare the Minutemen for war against the Institute. And if there's one thing she's learned since escaping Vault 111, it's that war never changes.
Good, we're all here. I think it's time we begin.
Sir, excuse me, but what exactly is she doing here?
I will address that issue. But there are other subjects that require our attention first. The level of unrest in the Commonwealth continues to rise, as we're all aware. Your report.
All Institute facilities remain completely secure with the exception of one notable breach. Otherwise, internally things are as tight as they've ever been. Dr. Ao has been keeping an eye on things topside.
Yes, Watchers show no additional threats beyond those previously identified. We're still monitoring the increased activity around Fort Independence, but there are no immediate signs we should be concerned. Boston International Airport remains occupied, with Brotherhood presence noted at several other points throughout the Commonwealth. Intelligence suggests that this railroad continues to operate and is becoming more ambitious. SRB agents are monitoring all known situations, sir.
Very good, thank you. It's clear that our safety needs to be the primary concern going forward. To that end, where are we on Phase 3?
Excuse me, but sir, are you sure this is, well, the proper time to be discussing that? Considering, given all parties present?
Ah yes, that's true. Have you heard anything about Phase 3?
I don't think so.
It's all right. I wouldn't expect you to have. The project has been classified from the beginning. Power is, as I'm sure you've seen above ground, a very valuable commodity. I'm not talking about some abstract concept of control. I mean real, tangible power. The kind that keeps the lights on. With every advance the Institute makes, our need for raw power increases. Many compromises and sacrifices have been made over the years to allow progress to continue.
What kind of compromises?
We have at times had to rely on drawing power from above-ground installations. It risks personnel and equipment, but no longer. Phase 3 is simply the activation of a nuclear reactor that can provide enough power to the Institute now and forever. It will ensure not just our survival, but our prosperity.
Sounds like an important step.
Well, that's an understatement. The reactor is close to ready, but recent tests have determined we have a few tasks ahead of us. Thus, we come to Phase 3, and to how you will help.
Sir.
Yes, Dr. Ayo. Previously, we would rely on Kellogg for above-ground operations, yes? Well, he is gone. While I am not overly fond of putting my own mother in harm's way, she has proven more than capable of handling herself.
Yes, but...
This is not a matter for debate. Now, there is one more subject that requires discussion.
I don't know that this is the time.
Dr. Holdren, it is time. Please, as I'm sure several of you are already aware, I have been under Dr. Volkert's care for some time. I'm sorry, this is difficult for me. Our best efforts have failed. Every experimental treatment we could devise has been unsuccessful. I'm sorry to say I am dying.
No!
Can't be serious!
Everyone, please. I am sorry. This is not how I wanted to tell you, but we're running out of time.
You're dying?
I'm afraid so. A very aggressive form of cancer. Believe me when I say we've done everything we can. We can talk more later. Right now, the future of the Institute is at stake. The Institute cannot survive without leadership. The Directorate must continue to govern with the best interest of all in mind. To that end, I am naming my mother as my successor.
Oh, boy.
You can't be serious!
Really?
How can you possibly justify this? She isn't one of us. She isn't even a scientist.
Ignoring your borderline, insubordinate tone, I will simply say this. The Institute has enough scientists. What it needs is a leader. I believe my mother has already proven herself more than capable in that regard. This will conclude this meeting. Thank you.
Unit B592 is undergoing the reclamation process as we speak. Before long, he'll be back in the workforce.
Safety first. Remember that.
I had no idea.
I know this is... well, it's a lot to take in at once. I'm sorry, Mother. I hope it wasn't too presumptuous of me to put you in charge without even asking first.
I don't know if I'm right for this.
Well, I clearly have faith in you. There's no question that some of the Directorate and the Institute at large will need reassurances about your appointment. That's why I'd like you to take charge of this latest operation. Dr. Fillmore can fill you in on the details. There are hard decisions ahead for all of us, but for you especially. I know that you'll do the right thing.
Busy day for you, isn't it? Well, it's about to get busier. You're going to lead this operation, I'm told.
I need some details here. I have no idea what I'm getting into.
Of course, that's why we're talking. Otherwise, you'd be up top already. Recent events have upset our timetable. Getting the reactor online has become our #1 priority. It needs to be running, well, yesterday. We're going to have to cut some corners. I'm not thrilled, but it means we'll need to rely on some pre-war tech. You're going to the mass fusion building to acquire a beryllium agitator for us.
What's a beryllium agitator?
The details would be lost on you. No offense. The point is, it'll allow us to boost the reactor's power and get it running sooner than planned. You just keep me safe. I'll worry about the agitator.
Sounds good. I'd appreciate the company.
Not as much as I'd appreciate coming back in one piece. I don't like going above ground unless there's no other option. But here we are, with our options dwindling quickly. Not to put more pressure on you, but we have to move quickly on this. Word is that the Brotherhood is nosing around the area. We don't want them getting the agitator before we do. Head on up to the relay, and I'll meet you there.
Learn history lest it repeat itself.
Hey, after this we should go Brahmin tipping.
Be careful. If the shielding on the reactor isn't perfect, it can be hazardous to your hands.
Charging into a situation, guns blazing. You know where I can get...
Taking on a death claw without backup isn't great.
Proctor Ingram, the Institute wants me to get something called a beryllium agitator from the ruins of mass fusion.
A beryllium agitator? I seem to remember reading an old technical document on those once, but I only thought they were theoretical. It must be pretty darn important if they're sending you to find one. You know, if we head over to mass fusion right now, we may be able to get the device before the Institute does. That's if you don't mind a little company, of course.
I would welcome Madame Ingram's company. Think of the things we can discuss as we travel.
Well, it would be helpful if you tagged along.
I knew you'd see it my way. Grab whatever gear you need and meet me on the flight deck. But don't take too long. This could be our best chance at beating the Institute to the punch.
You know, I hear radiation wiped out all the spiders. I think that's just what the spiders want us to think. One of these days we're gonna walk right into one of their webs. Hey, after this, we should go Brahmin tipping.
Roger that, Scabbard. We have clearance for release. You might want to hang on, sir. The drop can be a little rough.
Never could get used to flying in these things.
Hostile target sighted on the roof, sir. Prepare to engage.
Damn synths, they're crawling all over the place. Send them out before we drop.
Damage, sir. I'll get us above the roof so you can bail out. We're in position! Go, go!
See you on the roof, Paladin.
Seems that's a marvelous invention.
All right, let's head into the lab. Can't wait to get a look at these. The agitator anywhere. It must have been moved. Let's check out that terminal over there.
Got it.
Oh, you are on the terminal again. What wonders man can build? Well, they are trying to kill each other.
You found the key card. Good. Now we can get that elevator running.
Going down.
present.
Open fire!
Hostile sensor reading detected. Movement detected. Curious.
Someone is nearby. Target located. Threat neutralized. Area secure. Did you hear something? You did well, madame.
Detonating explosive charge.
They've knocked out the power to the elevators. This makes things a little more complicated. Power's back online.
Going down.
Sensor anomaly detected.
Critical damage imminent. Requesting assistance.
Sure, here's what I got.
There it is. Mass fusion's reactor. Don't make them like that anymore.
What technological marvel! And it is still working.
That's it.
You know where I could get any jet? Just asking.
It's
For a
working.
friend.
Radiation levels are dangerously high in there. Let me know if you need any radiation protection. I'll communicate with you through their intercom system, while I monitor everything from out here.
Without protection, the radiation will surely be lethal. Be careful.
Now cycling airlock. Please wait.
You know, I heard in Vegas they've got these special
Initiating
protections that-
decontamination
well,
sequence.
You know, maybe we'll talk about it some other time.
Decontamination complete. You may proceed.
beryllium agitator should be in a port at the top of the reactor.
Democracy is non-negotiable.
Decontamination complete.
Hey, after this, we should go Brahmin tipping.
Someone's right there.
Again, I have survived the hostilities.
Lockdown ended.
The Institute must have sent reinforcements.
Oh, this is not good.
I'll help hold them off. Just make sure you get the agitator out of here.
By order of the Institute, you must be destroyed. Commencing tactical standards operating at 100%
Engaging hostile
presence injected. Attack.
Found you.
Holy shit, did you see that? That guy's fucking head exploded.
Another victory for the brother.
Thanks for the assist, ma'am.
Hi.
Hell yeah, we slagged those damn synths.
It was a pleasure to be fighting at your side, sister.
With your reconnoiter of the Institute complete, you finally have first-hand knowledge about their facility.
We really should just stay out of each other's way.
I was able to keep the Institute from getting their hands on the beryllium agitator.
Glad to see you're still in one piece.
I wouldn't have made it without your help.
That's funny. I seem to remember having to talk you into letting me come along. Anyway, we shouldn't stand around here talking. We've both got a lot of work to do. In the meantime, I'll take the agitator and stow it on the Pridwin for safekeeping.
Here you go. I can't think of a better place to keep it.
That's because there isn't one. You know, I'm not sure what the Institute wanted this thing for, but I'm glad we got it first. Now scoot. We both got things to do.
Look, I'm really busy, and I'm not in the mood for talking.
There's no time to waste when there's work to be done.
Reporting as ordered, Elder.
Before we continue, I want to make one thing clear. This conversation will be the last time we speak about Dance. As far as the Brotherhood of Steel is concerned, he's dead. Do you understand?
Understood.
Good. Of course. Dance's execution creates a missing link in our chain of command. That traitor held quite an important position with us. I'm certain that you'll make a fine replacement. His quarters and all his possessions are now yours, including his personal suit of power armor. Congratulations, Paladin.
I'm honored, Elder.
You've earned it by your own actions. Just be aware that a Brotherhood Paladin is expected to be a symbol of integrity to our brothers and sisters. I trust you won't disappoint them, or disappoint me. In any event, we still have the Institute to contend with, and a lot of work to do before we can begin our final assault. While the finishing touches are being put onto Liberty Prime, Captain Kells has identified a potential threat to our operations. Report to him immediately for your next assignment. Ad Victoriam, Paladin.
H-222 made it out of the Commonwealth. It's a tradition to down a glass for your first
I heard in
successful
Vegas
run.
they've got these special
Well
protectrons that, well, maybe we'll talk about it some other time.
Bad news. They kicked me out of the Institute. I can't get back in.
God damn it. We knew the whole operation was a long shot. I'm sure you did your best. With no way to coordinate with Z-114, I'm afraid we've lost our only chance.
Is that it? There's no other option?
Not with the Railroad. Without help, the Railroad simply doesn't have the numbers to do anything to the Institute. To forcibly free the synths in the Institute, you need an army. There may be a way. Not with us, but with your Minutemen. If you continue rebuilding them, you'd have that army. Then with the data you got using Tom's holotape, maybe they can find a way back into the Institute. If we can help with that, let us know. But I fear the fate of all the synths lie with the Minutemen now.
I iced the coursers before they found Inon. This time, at least.
Heads up, Tom's got more goodies in stock. Check with him.